said before, was a moral thing, social. But the swastika before Hitler used it as a for the Nazi symbol, it was a Buddhist symbol. It was not meant for anything like that. But now, whenever you wear the swastika, it's like Hitler, Nazism, Hitler. It's just, it's sagging, it's like sagging. Sagging is used by gangs, yes, but it is also used by other people that aren't in a gang, and they aren't also, anytime the state passes a law that violates the Constitution, it's not right. It's against the Constitution. They're not allowed. They shouldn't be able to do this. And whenever they do, it's worse than second or anything else. Anything else worse. So,
sagging is banned in public schools. Public schools are run by the superintendent, which is like under the control of the government. If the school can pass laws saying what you can and can't wear, then so could that country, considering it comes from the same exact government that makes all the laws. Workplace, if you're going in for an interview, you always dress presentable if you really, really want the job. If you were a boss trying to hire a new desk manager, you wouldn't want a man walking in with his pants on the ground. It's indecent. You would want someone who looks presentable and is ready to say, "Hi, how may I help you?" or whatever may be needed. The Amendment 8, the excessive fining, which Tommy mentioned, it's needed. Although it is, yes, a $200 fine is pricey, it works in that area. If I don't want to go out and pay $200 for sagging my pants, I would stop after the first time or two. And
schools today, they have privatized rules and ability to apply these rules. From the schools, they report to the county laws, and from the county laws, they're lightly or not completely regulated by the state. They have more liberty to make specialized edicts and laws. And then the state applies to the federal. None of these laws are exact, like none of the abilities of these laws are exactly the same. Many of the schools are much more specialized in their general county, from the county to state, and the state to the federal. So, yes, sagging is often banned in schools. That's because it's specialized to that specific school, and schools have much more liberty in making these laws. And it's just not a power of the state in public to pass a law that violates this Constitution in the First Amendment, and in some cases the Eighth. the sagging pants is also, as stated before, is a social matter, and society may be able to look down upon this, but morally and legally they can't do anything to prevent it. Well, socially they can prevent it, but legally they can't ban it or fine people for doing so. It's similar to the Patriot Acts, where phones were tapped and people were monitored. It's an instigation on a person's freedoms and rights from the Constitution. If we tap people's phones and if they said certain things, they have, by our Constitution, they have the freedom to say this, but many times in many other countries that have such laws, they have violated their own constitutions and their own moral standards by monitoring people without our permission or right. The U.S. as a capitalist country, generally capitalist, we give people private rights, and it's similar to these so-called laws that have almost been passed recently or have been considered recently. They're talking about censoring the internet. It's just like society today. Are we going to censor how people dress? How people wear certain things? Like if someone wears a shirt that doesn't go well with their pants, are we going to fine them, or are we going to send them to prison for doing so? We have the state police that are for ensuring the law. We don't have a fashion police that's for messing with how people dress. So the state doesn't have the right or legal ability to ban or fine people from wearing baggy pants.
First of all, the swastika sign, yeah, it does mean, we take it personally as a Nazi, and maybe it might not mean that, but it's better safe than sorry. I mean, at my school, there was just recently this thing where they went around and somebody actually they spray painted around our school, okay, and they were putting somebody actually put the sign up there. Our school was kind of they started going into they called the police trying to get it, trying to figure out if it's going to be worse than it really is. And yeah, it was some kids trying to be funny, but the point is something could have happened. So, and yes, sagging may not be gang related, but how do we know? Is there somebody that's really going to go up to the person and be like, excuse me, are you doing again? They can say no. It's their right to say no, but we will never know this. States have already started banning sagging, like Georgia and I think that we should too. It's not really that we have to, because that's kind of why we're here, is to say yes or no, why do we have to, but maybe it's for the people's rights. Maybe we need to stop the banning before it gets out of hand, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if somebody's going to start spray painting sagging all around schools, and if that's going to start meaning something. Why not stop it before it actually happens? They say banning clothes is immoral, but let's go back. What does it represent? It can represent gangs, prison, homosexuality, violence, etc. There's all different sorts of things it could represent. And this is also immoral. All of these things are outlawed and frowned upon by the Constitution, and we should be ready to stand up for our rights also. It's a person's right to say, I'm going to go around sagging because I can. I can sag because I want to. But if I stood up right here in front of everybody and I dropped my pants to the ground, y'all would think I was crazy. And we all know that. They had that song, right? Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Yeah, they do look like fools, and we all look at them on the side of the road and feel like, oh Lord, have mercy. Personally, my parents are in the military and police officers. Right now, they can't really say anything because it's a person's right to go around sagging. But they keep a close eye on those people because it started in the jail. The police officers know this. They look at them and they are like, we need to keep a close eye on them. If they have big pans like going to a gas station or something and they're watching them, they know that they need to go see these people because they're not going to go and follow them inside and asking them what they're doing. But they may be like stealing stuff, something or something. Huh, okay. And we don't have fashion police, but we do have the police being aware of things. They're aware of their surroundings every time they listen to their calls on the radio. They're aware of, they can listen to 3 things at once. I've never seen it in my life. They can hear 3 different things at the same time, same conversation, and they know what's going on. So if this man came up to me and he was sagging his pants with deep pockets and stuff, he could have a gun. But if he has his pants pulled up, we can tell what this is going on. It makes a shame. So we don't know how these things are going to happen. We don't know how this is going to fold out. But for our state, personally, since we have about 6 states for sure are already stopping this, I think we should go ahead and stand up for it.